Have you ever walked into a room and felt his eyes find you before you even said a word? There is a power in quiet presence, a strength that does not shout but still shakes the ground. Elegance is when the inside is as beautiful as the outside, and nothing pulls a man's attention faster than a woman whose very energy speaks louder than her voice. This is not about being the loudest. This is about being unforgettable without even trying. Right now, you might believe you have to be the one who talks the most, laughs the loudest, wears the boldest colors just to be noticed. But the truth? A woman who owns her silence owns the room. She doesn't compete for his attention, she makes him give it. She doesn't rush to prove her worth, he feels it before she even speaks. Think of the moon. It makes no sound, yet it pulls the ocean. It doesn't run after the stars, yet every night the world looks up in awe. That is the kind of presence that leaves him wondering, who is she? That is the kind of woman who does not chase attention. Attention bends toward her. In relationships, this is the power that keeps a man's heart in his hands, even when you're not in the same room. It's not about constant messages, constant calls, or proving your love over and over. It's about becoming the woman he can't stop thinking about, the one whose image stays in his mind long after you've left. When you master this, you no longer ask, is he still interested? You know he is, because your presence lingers like the scent of rare perfume. Dear woman, there is no need to force him to see you when you know who you are. The moment you stop fighting for the spotlight, you step into it naturally. The moment you stop chasing, you start attracting. And when you carry yourself with quiet confidence, with unshakable grace, with a heart that knows its worth, you do not just walk into a room, you rule it. And that, my queen, is where your reign begins. Not in noise, not in proving, but in being the woman who makes the air shift the moment she arrives and leaves him wondering how he ever looked anywhere else. If these words touched something deep inside you, if they reminded you of the power you have always carried, then show your love back. Like this video and subscribe to the channel because we are working hard every day to bring you messages that awaken your strength, heal your heart, and help you step fully into the woman you were always meant to be. Number 1. The gaze. He can't escape, even when you're not looking at him. Have you ever felt the weight of his eyes on you even before you turn to look? That invisible pull, that quiet current in the air when you walk in. Power is not in being loud, but in being impossible to forget. When a woman knows her presence, she does not have to chase his attention. She owns it before she even notices it's hers. This is not about wearing the brightest dress or speaking over every voice. This is about walking into a room and making him feel like the world just shifted a little and he can't quite explain why. Right now, you may think you need to speak more, do more, try more just to be seen. But the truth? The most magnetic women in the world say very little and still take his breath away. He will notice how you carry yourself, the way your eyes hold their own calm, the way your energy is unshaken. He will wonder what it is about you that makes the air feel different when you're near. Think of a candle in a dark room. It doesn't scream for light. It simply shines, and every gaze finds it without being asked. That is the kind of presence that stays in his mind. He doesn't just see you, he feels you. You leave a mark not with noise, but with depth. In a relationship, this is the kind of woman who doesn't need to constantly prove her worth to keep his attention. She knows that her presence lingers long after the conversation ends. She knows that when she walks away, he's still thinking about the way she made him feel, calm, intrigued, and wanting more. Dear woman, the moment you stop trying to pull his gaze, you start to hold it without effort. The moment you stop proving, you start captivating. This is the art of silently owning every space you enter. the art of making him remember you without you even looking at him. Queens, this is your power. Use it. Step into it. Carry it like the crown it is. Write this in the comments and claim it. He sees me without me seeking his eyes. Like this video and subscribe, because we are working every day to bring you lessons that not only change how he sees you, but how you see yourself. Your reign begins the moment you walk in and let the room come to you. Number 2. The quiet song that plays in his head long after you're gone. Have you ever heard a song that stayed in your head long after it stopped playing? Not because it was loud, not because it was demanding, but because it was unforgettable. That is the kind of presence that makes him think of you when you're not even there. It's not the woman who talks the most, laughs the loudest, or tries the hardest who lives in his mind. It's the woman who moves with quiet confidence, the kind that lingers in his thoughts like a melody he can't turn off. Right now, you may think you have to constantly remind him of your worth. You may feel that if you are not in front of him, he will forget you. But the truth? The woman who knows who she is, who carries herself with grace and mystery, will be the one he remembers the longest. As Rumi said, the quieter you become, the more you can hear. In love, the quieter you become, the more he hears you in his heart. Think of a candle in a dark room. It doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't fight with the shadows. It simply glows, and everyone notices. That is how you capture a man's mind without chasing him. Your calm, your self-respect, your steady presence speak louder than words ever could. And when you leave, that silence becomes deafening. He will replay the way you made him feel, and no matter who stands next to him, he will search for your light in her, and he will not find it. Dear lady, this is where your power begins, not in proving yourself, not in over-explaining, but in living with such self-belief that he has no choice but to notice when you walk in and miss you when you walk out. That is what living as a queen means, knowing your worth so deeply that it naturally draws him in and keeps you in his mind like his favorite song. Queens, the woman who becomes unforgettable, is the one who no longer fears being silent. She lets her presence, her grace, her energy do the talking. Write this in the comments and claim it. I am the song he can't forget. We are working hard to bring you lessons that help you rise, love stronger, and reign in every room you enter. Number 3. The worth he feels without you. Saying a single word. Have you ever walked into a room, said nothing, and still felt his eyes on you? Not because you were the loudest voice, not because you demanded the spotlight, but because something in you, without a single word, pulled his attention like a magnet. Power is not in the volume of your voice, but in the depth of your presence. And nothing in this world makes a man feel your worth more than when you carry it in silence. Right now, he may think that beauty is in what is shown, or that value must be explained. But there is a truth he cannot ignore. When a woman knows her worth, she doesn't have to speak it. She makes him feel it. It's in the way you walk into the room like you belong there. It's in the way you look at him with steady eyes, not searching for approval, but showing you don't need it. Think of a rare jewel locked in a glass case. It doesn't call out. It doesn't beg to be touched. Yet every person who sees it stops, stares, and feels its value without a single word spoken. That is you. When you live in your worth, you do not have to sell yourself. He sees it, he senses it, and it changes the way he moves around you. In relationships, this is the quiet power that keeps his attention long after the first moment has passed. You do not need to chase him, to convince him, to compete for his gaze. The woman who silently captures a room makes him want to step closer without even understanding why. He may talk to others, but the pull toward you stays. He feels it in his chest before he admits it in his mind. Dear lady, you are not asking to be seen. You are living in a way that makes it impossible for him to look away. The moment you stop proving is the moment he starts pursuing. The moment you carry yourself like the prize is the moment he realizes he is the one who needs to earn his place. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. My worth is felt, not spoken. And if this truth stirred something inside you, if it reminded you of the silent power you hold, then like this video. We are here, working hard to bring you life-changing lessons that awaken the queen you were always meant to be. Number 4. The glow that pulls him closer without burning for approval. Have you ever noticed how some women light up a space without even speaking? The moment she walks in, every detail shifts. The air feels different, the energy changes, and without even meaning to, she draws his attention. Not with loudness, not with trying too hard, but with a glow that makes him look twice, then again, until he can't look away. The sun never rushes to rise, yet the world waits for its light. That is the kind of presence that pulls him closer, not because you demanded it, but because he can't help it. Right now, you might think you need to fight for his eyes to stay on you, that you need to prove you are worth noticing. But the truth is, when you stop burning yourself out for his approval and start glowing from the inside, he will see it. A woman who knows her value does not have to announce it. He feels it in the way she moves, in the way she carries herself, in the way she looks at the world like she already belongs wherever she stands. Think of a candle in a dark room. It doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't wave to be seen. It just burns steadily, and everything around it draws closer for warmth. That is you when you stop chasing his attention and start living in your own light. The glow is not about makeup, clothes, or noise. It's about a heart that knows its worth and a mind that no longer bends for someone else's comfort. In relationships, this is what keeps his heart invested without you begging for it. When you live in your own power, when you find joy in your own space, when you stop shrinking just to keep the peace, you become unforgettable. He won't be able to compare you to anyone else because your presence is not something he can replace. And this is where you rise, my queen. You no longer burn yourself to keep him warm. You shine for yourself, and in doing so, you pull him closer than you ever could by asking. Write this in the comments and claim it. My glow needs no approval. Queens, let this be the moment you choose your light over his validation. And if this message lit something inside you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you the kind of lessons that change your heart, your mind, and your life forever. Number 5. The silence that makes him speak louder than ever before. Have you ever noticed how the quietest moment in a room can feel the loudest? How the air changes when you don't say a word, yet he feels your absence more than your presence. Silence is a source of great strength, Lao Tzu once said, and in love, silence can speak louder than any declaration. It is not coldness, it is control. It is not distance, it is dignity. Right now, he might expect you to talk first, to explain, to fill the silence with words that prove your care. He might think that if you are quiet, it means you are waiting for him. But the truth? Your silence is the space where his thoughts grow loud. It's where his mind replays what he said, what he did, and how you made him feel. It's the moment he begins to realize that your voice wasn't just sound. It was comfort, warmth, and the anchor he never valued until it was gone. Think of a still lake at night. It looks calm, untouched, yet it reflects every star, every shadow. That's what your silence does. It reflects his actions back at him, clearer than words ever could. The more you hold your peace, the more he feels the weight of it. In that quiet, he starts speaking, not just with words, but with the way he begins to seek you out, to notice what he lost, to feel what he pushed away. In a relationship, this kind of silence is not about punishing him. It's about protecting you. When you step back from the noise, you give him space to see the difference between a woman who fights for his attention and a woman who commands it without trying. You stop chasing and suddenly he is the one trying to bridge the gap. You stop proving and suddenly he is the one trying to earn back what he took for granted. Beautiful woman, your silence does not mean you are weak. It means you have learned when to stop speaking and let your presence do the talking. This is where you step into the kind of power that makes you unforgettable. This is where you become the woman who silently captures every room and every part of his attention. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. My silence is my power. If this truth awakened something inside you, like this video, we are working hard to bring you life-changing lessons that help you rise, love better, and live as the woman you were always meant to be. Number 6. The calm that drowns out every noise in his world. Have you ever noticed how in a crowded place, full of chatter, music and movement, there can be one moment when everything seems to go quiet the second he looks at you? That's not an accident. That's the power of calm. Not the kind of calm that fades into the background, but the kind that becomes the center of his world without making a sound. Peace is the highest form of power, and when you carry that peace inside you, it will drown out every distraction in his mind. Right now, he might think he is drawn to the loudest voice, the boldest laugh, the brightest sparkle in the room. But the truth, noise fades. What stays is the woman whose stillness makes him stop, whose presence makes him feel something he can't explain. You are not there to compete with the chaos. You are there to make him forget it even exists. Think of the ocean at sunrise. No crashing waves, no raging storms, just a still horizon that holds more depth than the eye can see. That's the kind of calm that captures a man's attention in a way nothing else can. It's not about chasing him or proving yourself. It's about carrying a presence so steady, so sure, that he finds himself drawn back to it again and again, even when the room is full. In relationships, this kind of energy makes a man feel anchored. It makes him see you as the place he can always return to, not because you wait for him, but because you are unshaken by his absence. The world could be pulling him in 1,000 directions, but the thought of you, the way you move, the way you hold yourself, cuts through the noise and reminds him where the real connection is. Lovely woman, you don't have to force him to notice you when you are the calm he never knew he needed. Your silence speaks, your stillness commands, your presence shifts the air. And that is how you silently capture not just a room, but his entire focus. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I am the calm he can't forget. We are working hard to bring you life-changing lessons that help you rise, attract, and reign. Number 7. The trace you never leave, but he can never erase. Have you ever left a place yet felt the air still holding your presence? Have you ever seen how a single glance, a single smile, can stay in his mind long after you are gone? That is the kind of power most women chase, but the rare woman owns without even trying. A trace so deep it can't be touched, a mark so subtle it can't be erased. Some imprints are not seen, yet they are never forgotten. That is you, if you choose to be. Right now, he might think your presence fades when you walk away. He might believe you will be replaced, that the memory of you will lose its weight over time. But he does not understand the way true presence works. A woman who knows herself does not need to cling to be remembered. She does not need to fight for attention. She makes him give it without asking. Think of perfume on warm skin. Even after the person has left, the scent lingers in the air, making those who breathe it in close their eyes and remember. That is what happens when you move through a room with grace, when you speak with purpose, when your silence says more than words ever could. He may turn his head toward others, but somewhere inside, he will still feel the echo of you. In a relationship, this is the quiet art that keeps his thoughts circling back to you, not through constant reminders or desperate efforts, but through moments that are so real, so authentic, that they cannot be forgotten. The way you made him feel safe, the way your eyes spoke without needing sound, the way your absence felt louder than your presence ever did. This is how you hold space in his world without ever chasing it. Lovely woman, understand this. Your power is not in demanding a place in his life. Your power is in becoming the woman he cannot stop feeling, no matter where he is. You are not noise. You are the steady heartbeat he hears when the world is quiet. You are not the storm, yet you are the wind that still stirs the air long after passing. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I leave a mark no one can erase. If these words stirred something in you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are here, working hard to bring you powerful, life-changing lessons that awaken the woman who can walk into any room and own it without a single sound.